Lesson 3, comparison and selection. Run the code. True, false, false, true, false. Why? Well, this looks very similar to what we had before. Before we had something that looked a little bit like this. We didn't have print blue equals equals blue. We might have had something along the lines of A equals blue, in this context, capital blue. And then we might have said print A. That's what we were doing before, which was assigning the string blue to the variable A and then printing it. In this time, you're not seeing a single equal sign, you're seeing two of them. It's a really, really common thing for people to make mistakes here. They think that blue equals equals blue and blue equals blue are the same things. They're completely different and they mean different things. The statements, let's put that back actually. Let's put my little, what I just wrote back. What does this mean in English? It means take the string blue and assign it to A. So we often draw a little arrow to point to A. That's what that means. The double equals has a subtly different meaning. It means, does the thing on the left equal the thing on the right? Well, I mean, I could write that slightly differently. I could write, I don't know, B is the string blue. And then I could, very often you'll see it written a bit like that, which is, put the string blue inside the variable B. Then the next question is, inside the print clause, that's the reason we're seeing this. I mean, usually you don't see it being printed like that. But if this means does B currently contain blue, or does it equal? So this means make the thing on the left equal the thing on the right. This means does the thing on the left equal the thing on the right. And it is not variable assignment. It's a comparison. So it's checking whether or not something's equal. Anyway, let's put the program back how it was. So we run it. So we've got the first one. Printing blue equals blue. Well, yes, the blue, funnily enough, the string blue does equal the string blue. And so what you get is a result. This has a different data type. It's not a string, it's not an integer. It's called a Boolean value, and this is true. Does blue equal red? No, the string blue does not equal the string red. We can do the same with integers. Does 3 equal 4? Nope. And we can even do some maths or some calculations on one side. And what happens is the calculation gets evaluated and then the comparison gets carried out. And then, of course, the result is printed. And, well, you can see that it's true. 2 plus 1 is 3. Does 3 equal 3? Yes. And finally, one of the tougher ones is, does the string 3 equal the integer 3, the result of this calculation? And the answer is, as you might have guessed, no, it does not. Data types are very important. Remember, we said strings are useful when you want to, well, when you're not doing any maths with the number or you're using letters, but you use integers when you're doing some calculations. For example, 2 plus 1 is a calculation. Stage 2. We can also say not equal. That's exactly the same, this one as equals, except this time you get an exclamation mark followed by an equal sign. Again, the spaces here don't matter. We put them in because it makes it easier to read. But the spaces here do matter. That is no longer correct, but that will work. So this means, does yellow not equal red? And funnily enough, yellow does not equal red, so you get a true. Does green not equal green? False. It does equal green. So if I changed him to equals and ran it, you can see that you get true, true. So I'll put it back. And again, you can see the same here. Does 8 not equal 8? Well, that's false. Does 9 not equal 10 minus 2? Well, 10 minus 2 is 8. Does 9 not equal 8? True, it does not equal 8. Does the string 7 not equal 5 plus 2? You are correct. It does not equal because this is a string. And here we've got exactly what I was just saying earlier. So here's an assignment. That's the word we use. We say make x contain not 8, but 8 plus 4. So make it equal 12. Does 12 equal 12, or does the variable x equal 12? Yes, it does. So that'll print true. And here we've got, does x not equal 11? True, it does not equal 11. Z is input. Do I have long hair? Choose yes or no. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to say I don't, because I have in fact, I have no hair at all. Well, very little. So I'm going to say no. And of course, you've got false true. Let's see what happens. I said no. So does no equal yes? No, it doesn't, so that's false. And does no equal no? Yes, it is. True. So we don't normally use comparisons like this. We actually normally use selection clauses in our programs to use them. And this is a little bit more powerful. So we do the same thing as we've done before. Do you have long hair? Again, no. And I'll run this. And we've got the program is currently saying, I like short hair, nice and quick to dry, bye. Let's see what would have happened if I'd have said yes. Do I have long hair? Yes. I like long hair. It takes ages to wash though. Let's see why it's doing that. We've got a subtly different, a new piece of code here called an if statement. And currently we're saying if the variable z contains or is equal to the string yes, and you've got a colon here. These are things that students very often miss. So I, countless times, even with year 10s, see them doing this. Well, probably not so much with the year 10s, but definitely with year 8s and year 9s, you see that quite a lot. So if we can quash that in year 7, that'd be brilliant. We see the double equals and then a colon. I like long hair. It takes ages to wash though. So there's a couple of things here that you might notice. There's a space between the command after these commands. There's an important reason for that. They're not spaced like this, and they can't be written like so. They have to be, in this case, they've used 2 spaces, or on the keyboard, let's see what we've got in this one, a single tab character. That's the character on your keyboard to the left of Q. You can highlight both lines, and you can hold Control and the left and right square bracket, and then you can shunt them all around. And what that means is, if they said yes, which I did the second time, you can see that both those things got carried out. Only the things that were indented. The next thing it checked was, does it also contain no? Well, it doesn't, because I said yes. And that time round, it doesn't say those things, which is why you don't see both. You always see by, no matter what I type. So if I run it again, do I have long hair? Something, I can type no. I'll write no. And you can see that by will always appear no matter what. Do I have long hair? Yes. Don't worry too much about the program not currently understanding. I mean, the other thing is it does put, I can put any nonsense in here. And obviously all it's going to say now is by. Don't worry too much about this how people might respond. We can handle that in a later lesson. Conversation, same as what we did before. Now the computer can be a little bit smarter. So we're going to add, obviously, to our story from lesson 2. This time we're actually going to say something. We're going to be using the comparison, and then the computer's going to start to look a little bit smarter. So we've got here. Let's run this one. So we've got a few more things. What's your first name? Ian. Hello, Ian. Are you 11 or 12 years old? No. Well, let's see what the response is looking for. It's saying if I'm 11. Only 11 and already that clever, or it's saying the teens are coming. I mean, if I can't put no to that, so don't worry too much about how we handle me saying no. I guess I'm 12 for this one, so you can see the teens are coming. Do I have a hobby? Let's have a look at the code. If hobby is reading, my favorite author is Douglas Adams. If hobby is not equal to swimming, I don't swim either. If it's not swimming, so let's put reading then, just to see what it does. My favorite author is Douglas Adams. I don't swim either. So both will appear because reading, this is true. And this is also true because swimming and reading do not equal each other. Nice talking to you, Ian, and it's finished.